want to get one piece of advice, just one statement that you guys would give any budding entrepreneurs in this room. Just like whatever your mission statement is, whatever you can say, your one takeaway that these guys will take away from this conversation today for any budding entrepreneurs. I mean, it could be something like, you get what you ask for or something like that, right? But just give me one really short statement that's kind of your mission statement for your entrepreneurial spirit. That's kind of hard, but I'm gonna try to test you there.
People come to me quite a bit about mentoring and things like that. And just recently, I was in Ebony Magazine. They did a write-up, a feature article on me in July because of what I've done with my company. And they always ask me the one question, what would you tell someone? And the one thing I tell people all the time that I learned early on is that people will eat you out of business. And what I mean by that is, I'm always amazed how people always want to go to lunch or dinner to conduct business. If somebody really wants to do business with you, they don't need to eat. Most people who can help you are too busy to eat. If you were to call me right now and said, can I take you to lunch so we can talk? I don't have time for lunch. But if I want to help you, I'm going to say, why don't you drop by my office or give me a call, and I'm going to make whatever I need to make happen for you without a fork and knife. So be very careful as you're trying to grow your business that you're not always meeting at Starbucks. You're not always, is it me? But people will eat you out of business. And and the thing is, you don't even think about it. You're thinking you're doing the business of business by being at these restaurants. But it sounds insignificant, but I learned a long time ago that real business takes place in an office somewhere. And so when someone says to you, they'll give you the card. Even today, watch. When someone gives you the card and say, why don't we go out to lunch? Say, why don't we do this? Why don't I drop by your office? That's to me. Now, maybe in New York, they do things a little bit differently. But if you really want to get some work done and get some things done, start going to people's office or make sure you have some place where someone can come and visit with you. If you're working out of your home, find a mentor, someone who will allow you to come to their office space so that you can utilize their office to conduct business. But that's something I just learned a long time ago that has saved me thousands and thousands of dollars that I can now put into marketing versus on a tab.
Very good point. Thank you very much.
All that startup capital going down the drain at
going to
fancy restaurants.
Burgers and fries.
Looking at each other saying, who's going to pick up the tab, right? And you the mentor, they looking, I'm saying, I'm teaching you, you supposed to pick up the tab. No, that was powerful. So, real practical and powerful. Save me some money. I'll parallel it this way. We hear this often in our churches. You have to have a spiritual covering. How many people hear that on Sundays? You got to have a spiritual covering. Well, the reality of it is you also have to have an entrepreneurial covering as well. And I'm not just talking about having a mentor or someone who's kind of guiding you along the way, because most of your mentors you'll never actually meet. You'll glean something from them along the way, or you'll have mentors in phases, because the mentor that got you to one paradigm is not the mentor that'll take you to another paradigm. And so you got to keep that in mind. So attaching to people, for 3, 5, and 7 years is probably not the smart thing to do. So practical application of what I just said is, there are nodes of innovation in America. We know Silicon Valley is a node of innovation. We know Boston. We know Austin, Texas. We know New York. We know the Raleigh Triangle. Those are considered to be nodes of innovation, particularly if you're in STEM, science, technology, engineering, math, or coding, or hacking, or gaming. But there are also these, evolving nodes. Atlanta is now becoming this node of innovation. And capital follows innovation. And so when investors go to look for companies to invest in, they don't go hang out in restaurants. They don't go to Caribou Coffee. They don't go to, Starbucks or what have you. They go looking to co-working spaces. They go looking to accelerators and to incubators. But the concept of a co-working space, there are only 5 in Atlanta. One of our portfolio companies is 200 Peachtree. We're a minority partner in 200 Peachtree, and we've opened what's called the Opportunity Hub, which is a co-working space, 10,000 square foot of co-working space, the old Macy's building if you're from Atlanta. Many of you have probably been to parties inside of 200 Peachtree or events inside of 200 Peachtree, but upstairs on the second floor is a 10,000 square foot co-working space. So to your point, meet me at my office. Get a membership at a co-working space, and you can meet somebody at a table or pod in an environment where there's like-mindedness, where the people are not, you know how you can sometimes communicate your vision, cast your pearls to swine. So you're talking about your dreams to people who don't even have a concept, and we do that so much. Get an environment where everybody is fostering entrepreneurship. And I'm not talking about the type of environment where everybody's trying to recruit you to what they're doing. No, I'm talking about the environment where everybody's trying to actually help you build something that's never been built before. And so getting inside of these spaces and being able to say you have an address and a physical address is very practical. That's the first step. Get inside of the environment that you can actually work inside of on a consistent basis. So when it's time to say, meet me at my office, you're meeting in a safe, open environment. Because there's a lot of stuff that goes on with the passing of these, business cards back and forth that has nothing to do with business at all. So you wanna insulate yourself from that foolishness and expand your mind in terms of being in the co-working spaces. And there are about 5 in Atlanta. Go visit them. And then you'll see, there's a whole world of innovation, a world of entrepreneurship that's happening right here in the city of Atlanta that you should participate in.
Great point.
Okay, if I had to give any advice, I would say one phrase that is be professional. And when I say that, I mean a lot of times as budding entrepreneurs, although we may have a great marketing plan, a great business plan, but let's be real. I mean, we're marketing ourselves, so we have to be professional in the way we carry ourselves, the way we dress. On this side of the house, as a partner in New York Life, quite often I'm hiring budding entrepreneurs, and it's amazing some of the things that a budding entrepreneur comes with at the interview. You'd think they're trying to go to a club. It's just amazing to me. And I know particularly as African Americans, we judge ourselves really harshly, don't we? 8 seconds. I mean, if there's a hair out of place, God, we know it. We don't miss it. So we want to make sure that as entrepreneurs that we are we have a polished image, that we are professional, that we portray that we are about business at all times. I want to piggyback after you and go, yes, you don't have to go to the Starbucks or to dinner. Keep the money in your pocket, okay? But again, I just want to say just to be professional at all times. Be on time. If you say 1 o'clock, 1 o'clock means 1 o'clock, not 2. Okay, that's one of the things that I found out that kind of is one of the things we have to work on as a culture, is to make sure that we are on time and we portray a professional image at all times.